Now we're going to look at dividing mixed numbers. We do exactly the same procedure as we had in dividing proper fractions, except we're first going to just change the mixed number into an improper fraction. So let's do that. The first one is going to be 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. And the other one, we'll just write it with a divide still as it is, because we're first putting them to improper fraction, will be 1 times 4 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Okay, so there is our new fraction problem. We've written them as improper fractions. So that's already simplified it to a degree. Now we need to do our stepwise procedure to get it into the next multiplication of fraction phase. And we do that with our 3 steps. The first step is you write the original fraction down, the first one. You write the second one down, inverted, in other words, upside down. So 4 is going on top and 5 is going underneath. And then your divide becomes a times. Okay, now we are into territory that looks familiar. And we're first going to cancel out if we can. And there is something we can do. I see 2 can go into itself once and it can go into 4 twice. Nothing else can cancel out. Now we're going to times out. 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 5 is 5. And we have here an improper fraction, which means we have to leave our final answer as a mixed number. 5 goes into 6 once with a remainder of 1 over 5. So that's your answer. It's so important in maths to do things one step at a time. Your brain can see everything. If you can see this step, and then this step, and then this step, it's easy to get to this step. Okay? And write neatly too. Okay, so the first step here is we're going to change. We only have one mixed number that has to go into an improper fraction. The other one is a perfect proper fraction. We'll leave it as it is until we have to flip it over. So let's first do our mixed number into an improper fraction. 1 times 5 is 5, plus 1 is 6. And we'll write the rest out as it is. On the next line, we'll do the next step. Just because it's good for your brain to see things one step at a time. That way you don't become careless. Right, so now that we have a perfect divide problem sitting here in front of us, everything in the correct format, we can go through our steps. So the first step is you write the first fraction as it stands. You write the second fraction upside down or inverted, so 5 over 3. And you take your divide and you make it into a times. Now we're back into cancellation stage. We can see 5 can go into itself once and into 5 once. We're dividing those two 5s by 5 because it's on the 5 times table. 3 can go into itself once and into 6 twice. Now we're going to times out. 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. And we have here a whole number over 1, which can be rewritten as the number itself, because anything over 1 is the same as what it is on the top as a whole number. Okay, so you see, working with steps, how much simpler it is, one step at a time. Once again, we only have one mixed number here. Okay, so we're going to convert that one first into an improper fraction. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 16. And we're going to write the rest as it is so that we can move on to the next line for the next step. Okay, so now we have here our problem that we're going to use for our steps to convert it into a times. So we're going to first write the first fraction as it stands. The second fraction inverted, or otherwise, as you might think, upside down, so 9 over 8. And the last step is to make divide into times. Now, I'm sure by now you can see there's a lot of cancellation that can take place to make it simpler for our timesing step. 3 can go into itself once and can go into 9 3 times. 8 can go into itself once and into 16 twice. Now for the easy part. 2 times 3 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. And we have again a whole number here because it's over 1. So we'll rewrite it as 6. Okay, the last screen is yours, and you're going to do this at home on a piece of paper. After pressing pause, you're going to copy it down, do it, and then come back to compare your answer with mine. If it's incorrect, it's not a problem. You will learn from your mistakes. Mistakes are valuable lessons. Okay, so let us see. You're going to press pause. I'll see you now. Okay, so you're back. Let's first convert these both. 3 2/5 is going to be 15 plus 2. That's 17. I'll keep our divide there for now. We're busy converting into improper fractions. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 2 is 12. Now we're going to go on to, you see now it's in the right format for us to be able to apply our steps for division to get it into a times. So the first step is we keep the first fraction as it is. Second step, we invert the second fraction. So 5 goes on top and 12 underneath. Third step, we make divide into times. Now it's starting to look a little friendlier. Let's do some cancellations. 5 can go into itself once and 5 can go into itself once. There's nothing else that we can cancel out. Now we're going to times. 17 times 1 is 17 over 1 times 12 is 12. And we have an improper fraction, so we're going to rewrite it as a mixed number. 12 going into 17 once. Remainder 5 over 12, because 17 minus 12 is 5. And that is the answer. I hope you got it. If you didn't, just revise and use your textbooks from school. Find more of these to do. And you can rewatch this video as well if you want to. I would recommend that if you are a weaker math student, that you start my series right from the beginning. Maths is like a board game. It's made up of many rules, and you need to relearn the rules you learnt in grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5. They are all still being used. And if you don't remember those rules, you won't get these complicated problems 100% correct. You'll end up with careless mistakes and losing valuable marks. It doesn't help to only understand it. You must know your times tables. You must know how to cancel out. All of that is in my series. The lectures are only 5 minutes long, maximum 10 minutes long. It's not a lot to ask to sit through one lecture a day and learn your rules from the beginning again. Well done.